Picture this. A Hennessy Venom GT is blasting down a runway at a blistering top speed of 270.49 miles per hour. It's literally one of the fastest cars on the planet. But think about this for a second. If you snap your fingers and freeze time at one exact absolute instant, the car is technically covering zero distance in 0 seconds. So this brings up a massive mathematical paradox. Movement inherently requires a duration of time to occur, right? You travel a certain distance over a certain amount of time. So how in the world can a physical object possibly have a specific speed exactly right now in a totally frozen instant? By the end of this explainer, you're going to clearly understand the visual concept of the derivative, the actual formula behind it, how to calculate it step by step, and exactly how to apply it to real-world problems. We're going to crack this paradox wide open. Section 1. Visualizing the concept. Before we look at any technical jargon or complex algebra, we need to build your visual intuition for how this actually works. Think about the last time you took a road trip. If you want to find your average speed for the whole drive, you need a starting point and an ending point. In math, drawing a line between these 2 points gives us what we call a secant line. But when you look down at your speedometer, you're seeing your exact speed at that one fraction of a second. That instantaneous rate requires just one single point, which we represent with a tangent line, perfectly balancing on the curve of your graph. Let's look back at the Venom GT's test data. It hit 229.9 miles per hour at exactly 19.96 seconds. If we continuously shrink the time interval between our two average points, making our start and end points closer and closer to that 19.96 second mark, our average acceleration slowly hones in and reveals the exact instantaneous acceleration at that frozen moment. Wait, this is absolutely crucial to visualize. All we are doing here is taking the two distinct points of our average secant line and sliding them infinitely close together along the curve. We slide them until they physically merge into a single, solitary point on our tangent line. We've literally just turned an average over time into an exact frozen moment. Section 2, the derivative formula. Now that we understand the basic visual idea of sliding points together, let's look at the mathematical engine that actually makes this run. We calculate that average slope using something called the difference quotient. I know, it looks kind of intimidating, but honestly, it's just the classic rise over run slope formula you already know. The key player here is the increment h. H simply represents that tiny shrinking distance between our 2 points. Now, you might be screaming at your screen right now with a very common, very important question. If we slide our points completely together so that the distance h between them becomes exactly 0, doesn't dividing by 0 break all the known rules of math? The denominator of our fraction would just be 0. And you'd be right. So here is how we completely bypass this roadblock. We use a mathematical concept called the limit. We aren't actually plugging in 0 for h. Instead, we're looking at what the slope approaches as that distance h gets infinitesimally close to 0. We walk right up to the edge without ever stepping over. And that brings us to the formal definition of the derivative. Denoted by a little prime symbol, like f prime of a, it is simply the limit of our average difference quotient as h approaches 0. This master formula yields the exact instantaneous rate of change at point A. You've just mathematically measured speed in a frozen instant. Section 3, step-by-step math. Let's make this so much easier to grasp by stepping out of the theory and actually calculating a derivative together. Okay, let's say we want to find the exact slope of the curve x squared precisely at the point where x equals 3. Step 1, we set up our limit with our difference quotient, plugging in 3 plus h. Step 2, we expand the algebra. That gives us 9 plus 6h plus h squared. Step 3, we subtract the original function value, which is 9. That leaves us with 6h plus h squared all over h. Now watch what happens next. This is the best part. We factor out an h from the top, and it perfectly cancels out that problematic h in our denominator. Poof! The divide by 0 trap is completely gone. Once that denominator h is canceled out, we're left with just 6 plus h. Now we can safely apply our limit and drop in 0 for that remaining h. That gives us a final, perfect instantaneous slope of 6. At exactly x equals 3, our curve is rising at a rate of exactly 6. Section 4, real-world applications. Let's connect this purely mathematical exercise to some incredibly powerful real-life scenarios. Why does this actually matter to us? Well, this exact same limit calculation doesn't just find slopes of abstract lines. It determines how fast the temperature in your house drops at exactly midnight. It finds your exact acceleration in a speeding car. In business, it reveals a company's marginal profit on a single, specific unit of production. It is literally the mathematics of change. Let's look at a concrete business example to really drive this home. Imagine a toy company wants to know exactly how their profits are trending at the precise moment they produce their 10,000th gaming system. They don't want the average profit over the year. They want the profit rate right now. Their total profit is modeled by a specific quadratic function. By taking the derivative of this profit function, using the exact steps we just learned, they can find their instant rate of change. And this brilliantly illustrates the power of calculus. By plugging 10,000 into our new derivative equation, the result is a positive 100. This instantly tells the business executives that right at the 10,000th unit, their profit rate is still positively climbing at $100 per unit. The data is clearly screaming, you should absolutely increase production. Before we finish up, let's summarize the key takeaways. You use secant lines to measure average change over 2 points in time. You use tangent lines to measure instantaneous change at exactly 1 point. The derivative uses the mathematical limit to slide those 2 average points into 1, safely bypassing the divide by zero problem. And once you have that powerful tool, you can apply it universally across physics, business, biology, you name it. Now that you've mastered finding the exact rate of change at a single frozen point in time, it leaves us with a really exciting, provocative question. Calculating this limit for every single point on a graph one by one would take forever, right? So how can we use these rules to create a master derivative function that calculates the slope everywhere at once instantly? Well, that is exactly what we're going to uncover in our next explanation.